Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? Make plans with you, and I won't let them fall away. I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Jealousy cry. Just can't be without you,
Hi, this is Tracy Braxton, and you're watching the Bobby
Hi, I'm Laura with the BobbyPin.com.
Hi.
And my question is, Crash and Burn for debut album is a very interesting name. And I would assume that you're trying to make a statement.
Black excellence this week goes to this American lawyer and educator and politician, Miss Barbara Jordan. So Barbara Jordan, y'all, in 1996 was an American lawyer. She was an educator and a politician, and I'm telling you, that sister was tough. I was a teenager watching her, and I just love Barbara Jordan. I just saw so much strength in her. Anyway, she was a member of the Democratic Party. She was the first African American / FBA elected to the Texas Senate since Reconstruction, and the first Southern African American / FBA woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. And boy, was she was never lost for words. She was very intelligent. And let me tell you something, she would trick those politicians up in their own lies. She also was one of the first two African Americans elected to the U.S. House from the former Confederacy since 1901. Alongside Andrew Young of Georgia. So Miss Barbara Jordan, Congresswoman back in the day. Congresswoman was no joke. But while I'm walking into June 10th and every other Black History Month, let me put Black History Month, while I'm walking to the Black History Month with gratitude, yes. Now, with gratitude for you, Sister Jordan, she spoke about immigration way back in the 60s, you guys. She was out there advocating for American first, that all these people coming into this country at one time, one flux at a time, just coming in here by groves, that it was going to be a problem one day, you guys. But so as I walk with gratitude for this Black History Month and think about the resilience and determination of my ancestors, on whose shoulders I stand tall, or better words, whose wings that we're flying on is our ancestors. Never forget your ancestors. And this month goes to the brilliant Barbara Jordan, Congresswoman. She called it out, y'all. She called it out by this immigration. She was trying to tell Congress, she was trying to tell the president, she was trying to tell the United States citizen that this is going to be a problem one day. That immigration was really a big, big problem. This is Barbara Jordan. Anyway, you guys, she delivered this speech August the 12th, 1995, and Barbara Jordan was talking about immigration, y'all. I think her birthday this month, I believe it's February 21st.
Hi, this is Jeremy at Numbers USA. This week is Barbara Jordan's birthday on February 21st. There are two fundamental parts about immigration policy that anybody has to answer. How many and which ones? How many people do we let into the country? And who are they? And nobody in the last 60 years has done a better job at laying out a vision to answer those two questions than Barbara Jordan.
Immigration is not a right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution to everyone anywhere in the world who thinks they want to come to the United States. Immigration is a privilege. It is a privilege granted by the people of the United States to those we choose to admit.
She wanted a fair system, no discrimination, open to the world, but she also set limits in place to protect American workers, to protect the middle class, to protect especially vulnerable American workers who did not face adequate job prospects.
The Commission finds no national interest in continuing to import lesser skilled and unskilled workers to compete in the most vulnerable parts of our labor force. Many American workers do not have adequate job prospects. We should make their task easier to find employment, not harder.
And Numbers USA was created the year that Barbara Jordan died in 1996. We've been advocating for her recommendations ever since. And thank you for all that you do today and this week to continue to advocate for the sensible immigration policies that Jordan set out in her last act of public service.
I get this from Dee Dee's reaction. This is $100 million racial discrimination lawsuit against Hispanic, y'all. They come over here and then we help them get on their feet. And then when they get on their feet and get in a position, they kick the Americans out of the company and hire their own. How we Hispanic are going to receive preferential treatment because they got their own sitting behind the desk hiring you and kicking all the American citizens out. Here we go.
Lawsuit filed on none other than the Juneteenth holiday. At the center of the case is Zelia Brown, a former employee who says she and others have been racially targeted by HCC leadership. The suit also reveals an email chain from Chancellor Cesar Maldonado, which states now we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment.
This is a pattern. That's something that is methodically and deliberately done to ostracize that individual.
The suit names Maldonado, HR Director Janet May, and Board of Trustees member Adriana Thomas, claiming they worked intentionally on a, quote, well-developed, systematic, entrenched, and wildly successful campaign of race and sex discrimination against top-level Black employees, stating that 90% of the longtime Black professionals at HCC have either been terminated or demoted, while there has been a 50% increase in Hispanic hires and promotions.
Now, this is crazy. Now, this case, it happened a little while ago. I think maybe last year or so when this actually happened. There was a settlement from this case, actually. And I thought this was very interesting because, you know, this is stuff that we actually see.
Now, this is Dee Dee's reaction. You guys have to go over there and see the rest of this. This is so interesting, you guys. These people are so racist. And then when they get in your country and you give them a leg up, they look at you and snub nose you and push you out of an opportunity to make money. Let's see what's going on here. $100 million racial discrimination lawsuit against HCC. And this is in Houston, you guys. That's where it's at.
So America's mark, it's foundational, from language to music, food to resistance, and even civil.
Okay, this is Professor, okay? He seems like he's an African man and he's trying to educate his own people about Black Americans. Because I'm telling you, these Africans showing up as ignorant.
Identity actually didn't start when, migration papers was stamped. It was forged before Ghana was even Ghana, or before Nigeria was actually even Nigeria. Before modern African nations even existed, Black Americans were building America economically, culturally, politically, while Africa was actually still being carved up and renamed by European powers. When people say you don't know where you come from, that's a misconception. misconception because Black American culture isn't a question mark. It's foundational, from language to music, food to resistance, and even civil rights movement to the global definition of blackness itself. Every melanated person on this planet is trying to emulate and copy Black American identity. So America's identity cannot actually be separated from Black Americans. But I want us to take a look at these videos, exactly how Black Americans are, responding to this question. If you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing, hit a like button. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
The one thing that I do have that a lot of Black Americans don't have is a sense of knowing where you come from. So I do take pride.
I want y'all to stop saying this expeditiously, please. Black Americans know where they're from, America, and that is okay. It is more than enough to be from America. We are our own ethnic group. We have our own language, AAVE, food, culture, music, all the things that make you an ethnic group. If a person claims to be from Jamaica, you don't question that. You accept that answer, which is ironic because guess what? Black people are not native to the island of Jamaica. In fact, their ancestors came to that island at the same time that my ancestors came to America. But because we are a minority in this country, you dismiss our contributions to the culture and the American fabric. We are part of this country and how we built it. We built it for free, first of all. And when we start saying these things, y'all, we are dismissing the Black American contribution. You are implying that our roots here are not very strong. If a white person tells you that I'm American, you don't question that either. You don't say, but where in Europe are you from? You accept that. Accept our answer as well. The part that I want people to hone in on is that there's a part of this country that is always trying to undercut the history and the contributions of Black Americans. And so that we as other cousins in the diaspora should not feed into that. It is the same, it's the other side of the coin of saying, go back to Africa where you're from, when my ancestors built this country. So I want us to be okay with answers like, I'm from America, by way of Tennessee, Mississippi, Missouri. Those answers are enough.
In ethnicity, and I don't know how much I agree on that.
And then he went on to say, we're
This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe now. Y'all get me on up there. Almost got 1,000 views. Subscriber, y'all get me on up there, y'all. But here's what the fans are saying. They are saying, Miss Classy Young Mom says, Dr. Claude Anderson told us a while back that this would happen. This is why the Deans want the new voting bloc. Wow, okay, that sister really, she got it. Okay, Grapevines 42. Miami has a huge problem with this. This is why I'm against all immigration in this country. All right, this is great minds saying this, y'all. If you're Black American and support migrant, it cuts off right there. And then Ronald Collier just rolled on in. He said, so they need Black people? You mean to tell me they need Black people out here protesting against ICE? So these type of people can replace us. And that's it, you guys. Fans are sounding off. They're getting involved, speaking out against how they feel against immigration. Now, about me, I rock with you. If you rock with me, and that's how I roll. So let's just see how Google defines immigrant. An immigrant is a person who moves to a new country to take up permanent residence, often seeking better opportunities or safety. U.S. immigration requires obtaining a visa, typically by way of family, employment, or refugee status, and for many, a green card, leading to potential naturalization, while offering significant economic, cultural, and labor market benefits. Immigration faces challenges regarding legal processes, integration, and political debate. So that is what Google defined immigrant as.